Hey there. Happy Tuesday. Time for Tuba Tuesdays. Okay, I know it's open enrollment, and I usually focus a lot on open enrollment, but what I would like to do this year is also focus on the gaps. Health insurance only covers certain things, right? Covers if you have to go to the hospital, covers doctor visits, covers screenings, exams. But what a lot of people do not think about is life insurance. So, life insurance is super important to have because this way your family is protected in case something happens to you. And that is different for different people, what that means, because there's a lot of people who have life insurance. Some of them will have life insurance through an employer. Or if you leave that employer, you no longer have life insurance. Some people do have some coverage on their own, but generally speaking, people unfortunately do not have enough life insurance. So I honestly believe it doesn't make sense necessarily to insure yourself so much. Joke that you might be worth more dead than alive. We don't want that. But what we do want is to figure out what you want life insurance to do if something happens to you. So this is going to depend on your age, if you have children at home, kind of debts that you have, because your life insurance can cover just final expense. You get a smaller policy that covers just final expenses. If you've got small children, maybe you want to set up college funds with life insurance. Or if you're the primary breadwinner, or even your family relies heavily on your income, how much of your income do you want to replace if something happens to you? That's a big number that people think that they have enough. I've got $1 million policy. My spouse is going to be great if I die. All right, well, let's break that down. Let's say you are 40 and have planned to work till you're 60. So that's 20 years of income that you would need to replace. So $1 million policy divided by 20 is $50,000 a year. Is that how much you make? 50,000 a year? You want your family to take a salary cut if something happens to you. So maybe $1 million is not enough. Oh, and then top it off, what about inflation? Well, what's that $1 million policy going to be valued at in 20 years if you don't die to your 60, or what the money's worth, I guess, in 20 years if you die now and that money has to last. So yes, there's ways to invest it to make it last longer, but really when people start thinking about these different things, they may realize they don't have enough life insurance. So I don't usually suggest you get rid of anything you currently have, because usually those rates are locked in at a lower price. But do we need to add something additional? That's super important. And I think right now, with people thinking about health insurance and thinking about gaps, because there's other ways to fill in gaps um, with life insurance, is just making sure you're covered. Schedule a consult with me. Let's talk through it. If I can save you money on your health insurance, that leaves some money available, hopefully, to buy that gap insurance, whether it's for accidents, cancer, disability, disability, um, or final expenses, or whatever. If you have enough savings that we can add additional life insurance to give you and your family peace of mind if something happens to you, let's do that. I have a great company. I mean, I have many companies I can quote, but there's also a great company that is a guaranteed issue, which means ask a few health questions, and if all those answers are no, you can issue a policy, and you don't have to do any blood work, you don't have to do a physical, which a lot of people hate. That's part of what they dread about getting life insurance, is they don't have to go through all the steps to get the labs run and going to see someone or have someone come to them. So I do have a product that we can avoid that. Um, and I think it could be a really good fit for people. So think about health insurance this year during open enrollment, consider your other choices or gaps you may have that you want to protect. So hop on over to my page, Shake Up Consulting, book a time with me. Happy to review your health insurance. I'm happy also just to handle your life insurance or any other gap coverage you may need. Until next week, peace out.